and welcome to Headbanger's Kitchen. Tonight we are destined to supper! And that's because we've got Third Sovereign coming all the way from Aizawl on the show. Now Third Sovereign is one of the most brutal death metal bands in India. So I'm cooking up a Necro Chili con carne for them. Now a chili con carne is a delicious spicy beef stew that I'm going to show you how to make. And it's a wonderfully versatile dish that you can use on almost anything. So let's go make that chili con carne. So we're going to start by getting a very heavy bottom pan on the gas. And get your gas to a nice medium high heat. We're going to use about a tablespoon of olive oil. Now chili con carne is one of my favorite Mexican dishes, and it goes beautifully with rice or nachos or in a burrito, any way you like it. I'm going to serve it today with some nachos because that's the way I enjoy it most. So once the oil is hot enough, we're going to add some cumin seeds. And we're also going to add 2 bay leaves. Now you can use cumin powder instead of cumin seeds, and in that case you would add the cumin powder much later. And as the cumin seeds start to sizzle, you get that delicious aroma. And that is the time we're going to add our onions in. I'm using about 1 large chopped onion. And stir that around. Now you want to cook the onions till they're translucent. And once that's happened, we're going to add in our beef mince. I'm using about 500 grams of beef mince. And we want to get some color on the beef as well. Now while our beef is cooking, we're going to first add in 3 or 4 chopped cloves of garlic. We're also going to add in a large teaspoon of paprika. And for a little spicy kick, some cayenne pepper. I'm also going to add some black pepper. Now if you like your chili con carne spicy, you can throw in a couple of fresh jalapenos at this point as well. And we let all those delicious seasonings become one with the beef. Our meat is looking good. It's getting some color on it. Look at that lovely color. Chili con carne is one of those dishes that actually gets better the longer you keep it. So keep it in the fridge overnight and the next day it tastes even better. I don't know what happens. The flavors just go into that beef and it's delicious. So now that we've browned our beef, I'm going to add 250 mils of tomato puree. Now I'm using tomato puree because in India this is easily available, but you can also use an entire tin of canned tomatoes as well as tomato paste with some beef or chicken stock. Since I'm skipping that completely, the tomato puree does the job for me. Mix that in all well. Now at this point, I'm going to add in some fresh oregano and marjoram. So if you don't have fresh marjoram and oregano, you can use you can use the dried stuff. But before I forget, I'm going to season it with a generous helping of salt. And you can see it's all coming together really nicely. The smells are divine. So I'm going to add our beans now to the chili con carne. Now if you're using canned beans, you can drain them and use them. But since I've pressure cooked these myself, I've kept some of the liquid because I feel that adds a delicious taste to the chili con carne. You can alternatively just use the beans as they are and add chicken or beef stock instead. But I'm using the water from the beans for that nice flavor to it. So add the beans along with a little bit of their water. And mix them in nicely. Now if you're eating your chili con carne with rice, you can keep it a little wet and add a little bit of chicken stock or beef stock to make it more saucy. But if you're having it on, say, nachos or in a taco, you can dry it up a little bit and have it more thick, the gravy. So now that the beans are in, all I have to do is cover this and let it cook for a good 15 to 20 minutes till all the flavors are well incorporated. So just cover that chili con carne, put it on a low heat and just let it simmer away. So while our chili con carne is simmering away, I'm going to make some fresh guacamole to go with the dish. I'm also going to have some sour cream, some cheese, and of course the nachos. Now remember, even though your chili con carne is going to cook for a while, you need to keep mothering it, keep opening it up and stirring it a little bit around, see how thick it is. Do you want it drier? Do you want to add some chicken stock or beef stock or even just plain water for that matter? And this is looking delicious and it looks like it's going to be done very, very soon. Just going to keep it cooking for another 5 or 10 minutes. So the main ingredient in our guacamole is an avocado. And these are not very easy to get in India, so hopefully this one's good. So you just cut it open. Just cut it all the way around actually. And you see it all comes open like that. Now this is a fairly ripe avocado. So I'm just going to scoop it out. I'm going to scoop out the avocado nicely. And this stuff is delicious. So simple, but so delicious. Just some avocado, onions, tomato, lime. It's like the Mexican version of kachumbar. So now just going to mash the avocado a little bit with a fork. And to this I'm going to add half a chopped onion, half a chopped tomato, some coriander, a little bit of salt, a wee bit of pepper, and a nice squeeze of lime. And then I'm going to mix this all together. And if you want this to be a little spicy, you can chop up a green chili in it. It will taste delicious. Always taste your guac. That is perfect. Delicious, light and refreshing, and it will go beautifully with the chili con carne and our nachos. So let's check back on our chili con carne and see how it's doing. Oh wow, this looks amazing. Now you can see this is not very liquidy, this is just perfect. In fact, it's the perfect amount of wetness for a nacho. Now it's done. All I'm going to do to finish it off is add some fresh coriander. And just turn off the gas and mix that in. So some of the recipes I was checking out actually call for chocolate to be added. So if you have 70% cocoa chocolate lying around, you can add some of that too. I'm pretty sure it gives it a good flavor profile. But we're going to do it our way, which is no chocolate for now. And that looks about done. So I'm just going to put some of that delicious chili con carne in our bowl, serving bowl. And you can, like I said, eat this with some rice as well, a little cheese on top. A few jalapenos and a nice dollop of sour cream. Now if you don't have sour cream, you can always just use hung curd, which is basically yogurt that's been hung in a cloth. Now you could just serve this with rice, and that's one way to eat chili con carne. But I'm not done yet. I want to serve it with some nachos for third sovereign. So I'm just going to plate that up now. So you can buy any kind of nachos. I would say go for the plain ones and just lay them out on your serving dish. And this is an amazing food to have when you're like watching a football game or just, maybe renting some metal DVDs with your friends and watching it at home on a Sunday afternoon. And like I said, you can also have this in a burrito or a chili dog, or oh my god, the variations and the combinations of how you can use chili con carne are amazing. Now onto this, we're going to put a generous serving of our chili con carne. And you want it to spread around the plate. Get some of that beef, the beans, everything, all of it. And be generous. The stuff is divine. So I think that's about enough chili con carne on the plate. And we're going to put some jalapenos. Must have some of our guacamole. Again, just little dollops here and there. Of course, a generous sprinkling of cheese. And now a generous portion of sour cream right on top. Just put a little bit of coriander on the top for a garnish. And there you have it, my Necro Chili con Carne, all ready for third sovereign. We're going to wait for them to come and taste this monstrosity of a dish. Welcome back to Headbanger's Kitchen. My guests today are veterans of the Indian metal scene and have been keeping the flag of death metal flying high. They are some of the most talented musicians I know and the nicest and most humble people as well. I have Reuben and Vedant with me from Third Sovereign. Hey guys, glad to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Really happy to be on the show.
Yes.
So the first thing I got to ask you, in the most recent times you have opened for Dying Fetus.
Oh wow, that was.
How was the experience?
I can't even say it in words. It was amazing. Very nice people. The whole vibe, the whole atmosphere was great. Had a hectic journey of around 22 hours, carrying the dropkit for Trey Williams, and we had to take a different route because there was a road blockade. Anyway, after all those things, I mean, the show went well, and yeah, here we are, happy.
Yeah, and you're back in Mumbai to play at the Metal Awards today. After how long has it been?
2009 was the last show.
Yes.
Yeah, Power Chords, SIES, and I think that makes us return after
almost 6 years.
6 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
You know, I want to actually go into the history of Third Sovereign because you guys are, I feel, one of those bands that, you know, falls under the underrated category. You know, kind of always been out of the radar, so to speak. So, Reuben, tell me a little bit about how Third Sovereign actually was born. You know.
How it was born is like, as the all of us as a kid, we grew up listening to Heavy Little grew heavier and heavier. So to speak, me and Jonah, we formed up the band called Carpathian, and breaking up, then to form Third Sovereign, start covering bands like Sepultura and stuff like that. So we never imagined how far we're gonna go, or you know, we're gonna make this far or something like that. But we just keep on playing, and you know. So the thing is, when the thing starts rolling, we get more serious. The seriousness keeps on, growing also. So here we are. I don't know where we are, but here we are right now. So
yeah, I mean, I remember listening to you guys back in, I think, 2004. You had a song on SoundCloud, "Face of Despair."
yes.
You know, I'm curious to know how did that song happen? You know, where did you record over there, and how? You know, because that's what I heard, and I called you guys to Bombay for Resurrection. You know.
Yeah, that was comparing to what we're playing today, it's very different. And that song actually came off during the days of Carpathian, that's before Third Sovereign, which is a remake when we're in Third Sovereign. So everything is totally different, but it's still very heavy and a little bit progressive. Where during those days when we were listening to Dream Theater and death kind of influence kind of songs. So yeah, and after that it grew, whatever we played grew brutal to Cannibal Corpse side, let's say. So that's.
But I actually want to know more about like what the experience was like at that time, you know, in Aizawl, in terms of, did you guys have, you know, a lot of bands playing original music there? You know, was there studios to record your stuff? What was the scene like back in those days, you know?
Yeah, about the studio, if you can play, you can use the studio, of course. Like if you can pay whatever they charge, then you can keep on recording, be it good or bad. Even that recording was not that good also. I think about it. And yeah, about playing originals, no. We don't have people playing originals, especially in metal. And you can say there's no heavy metal band back then. We just pop out of nowhere.
Yeah.
and start screaming and growling, and people were like, "Oh, what the fuck is this?" You know, like I still remember when we win that thing in Delhi. What's that college?
NSIT.
No.
IIT?
IIT.
Not IIT.
Some college.
Some college, yeah. So, and after that, there's a huge program which keeps on going on back home in Mizoram. One festival that we have. So the Department of Art and Culture keeps calling us like to play there, and then I keep telling them this is not a commercial thing, and people won't like what we play, and but they keep on calling me like around 10 or so. Okay, if you really want it, we'll just go and we'll just come and play. But you see the crowd, then we play them. Like people were like, oh, all of them. It's that crazy out there. No heavy metal.
Yeah.
But what inspired you to play an original set, or to write your own music, especially when you're in a scene where cover bands are more known or popular, what inspired you?
Of course, basically you, first of all. Yeah, I can say that seriously. Like we start off as a cover.
I'll agree with him.
We never think of start composing songs or something like that. We start off covering Sepultura, Machine Head, Karkas, Death, and all of these battle bands. And then, like after a year, after 2 years, that we come down to Resurrection. Yeah. And that's when even in Resurrection we've played only one original song.
Yeah, I
still remember. And you guys start playing original, that really influenced us actually. So when we go back home and start sitting together, the bands, okay, we have to start composing. Even bands down there have their own kind of set, their own kind of song. So why can't we? We just keep on covering. We can't be the the next Sepultura or the next So we have to be we have to create some identity out of our that composition. So that's the starting of composing songs and all.
And was that your first show outside Aizawl, outside the Northeast at least, in Mumbai, Resurrection?
No, actually not. Like before that we have a show in not a show, a competition where we won that thing in Delhi.
In Delhi, yeah.
And even Pilani we went there, and even Goati.
Goati's not.
That might be the third.
Okay. Well, how was the experience at Resurrection when you guys came down to Mumbai? Because we were all blown away.
Oh man, that was. I can't even explain it. Also, we were totally blown away with the crowd. They went crazy. Actually, they went really crazy. Like we used to play with audience who didn't even understand. They were back home. Now, even in Delhi, some of the maybe 5% of the audience like our music, yeah, or something like that. But then when we came down to Resurrection, man, it's full on metal crowd. Yeah. That's the first experience that we have as a full on metal crowd. It's really crazy. I didn't even know how to explain it also.
Yeah. So you guys moved to Delhi after being in Aizawl for a while.
Yeah.
Was that a planned move because of the band, or what was the reason for that?
Yeah, it's first of all it's because of the band, because from Aizawl everything is very tough. Like even in order to play to Mumbai, I think that like we always have to catch 2 flights and 2 flights back home. Everything is so expensive, and time managing is also very hectic. So we moved down to Delhi. Especially for the band, and on top of that, thinking about what we can do along with that thing, like maybe learning some more music or maybe teaching music, So that's the first plan, and doing different kind of stuff, different kind of jobs here and there, like lots of experiences here and there. But then after some time, it gets really tough. Things keeps on growing, and then there's some point where you can't grow at all. Like suppose let's say about the studio, we set up a small studio in Delhi, and one of the studio got burned down also.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that later, but you had a studio burned down, and was that hard to cope with, financially as well,
Yeah, it's really tough. It's a really tough thing. But then if you keep on working and keep on going, again we build up that studio again. But then there's some point where you stop at some level. You can't grow anymore because of the legal matters and stuff. So you have to do this, do that, and and also we set up a school, a music school in Gurgaon. but then again, same thing.
Yeah.
You have that start point now where you can't legalize things here and there, So yeah, everything's so getting tougher and tougher every so.
I mean, and we were talking a little bit earlier about your life in Delhi. Just tell me what a day was like for you. I mean, that was quite amazing what you told me.
Oh man, it's really tough. But the thing is, in order to manage yourself, you have to work hard. If you don't work, then you like kind of totally zero, man. Like me and Benza, we stay together. We have to wake up early to go to school. In the music department, we teach music, and then go back home, maybe take a nap for another hour or two, then straight to Noida, again teaching music. And then coming back all the way from Noida to South Delhi, then straight away to Gurgaon to play the commercial.
The toughest part is like two ends of Delhi.
Yeah. So that's the toughest part. Yeah.
Wow, that's quite something. So hats off to you for living the. That's the dream, I guess. And how did you come about in the band? How did you end up?
All right. 2007. I was playing with my band Shades of Retribution in IIT Alcharinga. And Jonah and me, we had a history. Like, we used to study in the same school. He was maybe a year junior, and he was that time playing with Magdalene as a sessions bass player.
Yeah.
And we were in the finals. Boomerang was there, and then Victor, the guitar player for Magdalene.
Ex-third sovereign.
Yeah. He had come down for Resurrection, I believe. Yeah. So. He was helping out with the sounds for Shades, and probably I think Jonah liked what he heard and what he saw on stage, and soon after a week or so, I get a call from Jonah saying that, hey dude, Mala is kind of set off to Aizawl for his own personal ventures. Would you like to join the band? I was like, man, are you serious or something? And he was like, the thing is, we have a show very soon with Enslaved. That time, 2007, Enslaved had come down to India. So I think rest is, I joined the family and here I am.
So did you also move to Delhi, or were you?
Yes, I did. I straight away said this to my mom, who has been very supportive all throughout these years of my musical venture with different bands, and very supportive. Even my sister, and good that I had my sister out there in Delhi. She's an air hostess. She's working there, so I had a place, and my mom was very happy. She, came down to Delhi with me, and from then on it's been a great ride, ups and downs, and everyone has First show was I think 22nd of Feb 2007, Turquoise Cottage with Enslaved, and apparently Enslaved played before us, and we played after, and it was a great gig. Very good show.
So coming back to your music a little bit, so you guys released an EP in 2006, then you did an album in 2007, then you did another EP in 2008. And then you guys sort of just disappeared.
Kind of vanished.
So kind of what has happened with the band? Can you just give us like maybe a rough timeline of what actually happened? During the last couple of years.
2007, the last official gig we did was in Aizawl, Vanapa Hall.
Yeah.
So Reuben came back. He came back to Delhi the next year, 2008. That's when I think Jonah had to leave, and he had to concentrate on his family school. They have a school, so there was a void. We needed a bass player, and soon I think Vicky joined. Vicky joined, and
I was there alone in Delhi. That we played 1/3 sovereign gig, and I was the only member.
I was back home. The Shashwat on vocals, Vicky on the bass, Anshuman on guitars, and Reuben on drums. Me and Benza, we were back in Northeast. So it was only, I think, Reuben, officially the founder member, who was just playing along with the other guys. And that festival never did happen again.
East Wind.
So 2008 was kind of a setback year for us. The studio got burned down. Reuben didn't tell me over the phone. I come down I see all the doors were kind of melted, keyboards were black, 2 acoustic guitars were all like black, and you know, I was like, what the hell happened? He was like, the studio got burned, man. I was like, oh man. And yeah, but then we recorded Deprived Serenity. Recording was not very much up to the mark.
Yeah, because it's me who did the work, no?
No, I mean, I don't know, but yeah, so it was very tough. And yeah, gigs happened, and then for me, I think 2009, I kind of hit a blog. So it was basically that if I can't give my best to the band, it's better, you know, for me to make a way for someone better, maybe.
Yeah, that's
so
when
Devraj stepped in. But again, me and Reuben and Benza, I never departed the band on a bad note. We were still friends, which is much important in the bigger picture, you know.
Yeah.
So we were always talking, and by 2011, I think, last of 2010, in between 2011, we were always talking, and that's when we kind of thought that no, we have to take this further. Devraj was there only for what, a year, right? Yeah. With Devraj, they played the Worm Festival and Deccan Rock.
Yeah, and some pub gig out there.
Yeah.
3-4 gigs.
Right. So by 2012, I think I was sure, and even they were sure that we had to get this back together, and that's about it. Yeah. So 2008 and 2009 was a very unstable year for us.
So you've had so many lineup changes. I mean, I know what it's like, you know, the lineup changes. But what's kind of kept you guys going still? You know, Reuben, especially you. I mean, you've been doing this for over 10 years now.
See, the thing is, this is the only thing that, you know, it's whatever I'm doing. This is the only thing that I really respect. You know, like doing our kind of stuff. In a form of art, let's say, like it's what I really respect is like what we've been composing, and you know, it's the only thing that represented us. Like whatever we do academically, we keep on learning, we achieve something. Yeah. But then other than that, this is the only thing which, you know, defines, you know, who is Reuben, who is. This is the only thing I have that I'm really proud of also. So I don't want to end up like, you know, like this.
Exactly, I would agree with him. It's kind of an identity, you know, like people calling you as Demonstealer. It's not about, I mean, I think you won't say that it's about the name or that tag, but it's what about you have been doing over these years, and man, it's, I really respect you for that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's, I do, yeah.
Thank you. So you guys have also moved back now to Aizawl. You know, how come you made the change to go back, and is it any easier or is it harder to sort of manage the band being, you know, back home?
It became easier for me. I think,
see, there are always a positive and negative side wherever you are, whatever you do.
Right.
So right now, I think maybe it might be because of there's more positive side, let's say. So setting up our own kind of stuff out there, which is really, you know, easy compared to Delhi. If you have to set up something in Delhi, everything is so tough, you know.
Yeah.
Like, but then back home, like, zap done. Within 1 year, we built up a whole, you know, how large is it, man? Like,
the studio? The studio is very nicely done, I think.
No, what I'm saying is like we just built up zap in 1 year. Everything is.
Oh yeah. Happened very fast.
So, if we have to do that same thing in Delhi, man, it took us how many years, man?
Yeah.
5 to 10 years. So that way it's more positive.
Yeah.
Like if we really want to keep on going with the music, if we really rock with the music, then that's what we have to do. So we start thinking about doing what we have to do, and then zap straight away. There's one guy, remember Amul, the guy who. You know, when we went down for the first resurrection, who's with us now, remember? That guy, we keep on talking, like, let's do something. Like, well, what the hell are we doing here in Delhi? Na? Like, but that guy keeps on telling me, like, come on, let's do something over there in Delhi. Everything is easier there. Everything is available, so why not doing that? Na? So I keep telling him the whole situation, the whole scene out there in Delhi. Like, in Aizawl, if we want to do something, we can do it. Zap done just like that. But in Delhi, man, we'll have to face the whole problem.
Lots of.
So we won't be able to do anything, you know, seriously. So then we start talking. 1 year of talking, and after that, we plan out properly, and then zap done. So everything's
So good luck on the new studio and everything.
Thank you.
So are you guys doing music full time, or do you have something that pays the bills, the day job, you know?
I have a small business set up at home. We are into garments, and we have a small lodge. So yeah, I take care of the lodge, mom takes care of the garments, and apart from that, it's third sovereign.
And me, Jonah, and Benza stick to the studio where we also teach music. So and we have kind of separate departments here and there. I'm in my own kind of department. The other guys. So the whole 6 days in a week, and I still continue my studies, which I recently presented my paper 4 days back. Yeah. So and I might still continue this paper, but I have a gap of 6 months by now. So let's see.
Alright, nice. And so I want to ask you, Vedant, you've been with Shades of Retribution for a while.
Right.
Band. So I'm a little curious about that, because that band had a very different direction musically.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe the thought process behind what created that band's identity, and then why you chose to sort of depart from there.
Yeah, I'd be very upfront on this one. It was because of the musical differences. I wanted to do something out of my own community, that is singing in Assamese, which is my mother tongue. And we came up with an album, 2010, Hongram, which means struggle. The word Hongram means struggle. Yeah. So everything was fine 2011, but then problems started creeping in by 2012. They wanted to do something like straight up death metal, you know, or more along the lines of how do I say it? More along the lines of normal metal norms, you know. I wanted to use some ethnic instruments and all, you know, and we did in a few tracks. So I think that's when I said, fine, I think you guys can, you know, carry on with this thing, because the band shouldn't stop.
Yeah.
You know? And anyways, I had this thing going also, because frankly I could never leave Third Sovereign, because again what Reuben has said, that kind of has given me an identity of, in a small way, whatever it is.
Yeah, of course.
And so that's how. And we are still good friends with the members, and the band has played a couple of gigs here and there, working on a new album. I wish all the best to them. So that's about it.
So on that note, I mean, do you ever see you bringing any of those ideas to Third Sovereign?
I would love to.
You know,
I would love to. I have never spoken about, now since we are in Headbanger's kitchen, I should spill the beans. Me and Jonah, Touchwood, if the third album comes very soon, hope we don't, you know, take it this long, I mean, which we took for the second album. I hope, and I really would like to bring in some ethnic elements of Northeast to the band, you know.
I've been trying this so many years, man.
Because the Mizo culture has a lot of percussions, drums, and then even my Assamese tradition, we have a lot of flute, and then the Jews harp, you know. So maybe in one or two songs, just you know, for a section of a
I mean, a lot of bands have forged through their culture. You
that's right.
If you have a passion for that, then that's added bonus, you know. So what is actually happening with Third Sovereign? Do we have a new album coming out? Is there anything in the works?
Oh yes, definitely. I was the first one to complete the vocals. It happened again. August, I get a call and you have to do the vocals. I was like, all right, fine, no problem. I go down, I finish the vocals within a span of 10 days, I think. 2 songs per day. It was amazing. I would like to say it was one of the toughest vocal sessions of my life. Chino, the sound engineer, he really pushed me to the limit. And I was like, there was a time when I was like, I felt like hitting the head on the wall, you know. Reuben was there, so it was basically Chino and Reuben at the late night sessions. Drums are almost done. Guitars,
done.
Guitars, I think just 2 layers of guitar.
2 layers.
And Jonah is the last one, you know, who needs his own headspace to, as usual, who needs his own headspace to track the bass. So of course, yes, definitely, I can say it with a stamp of authority that the album will see the light of day this year.
So 2015 maybe? Is that a good...
2014. 2014, yes.
And anything you can tell us musically about this album? Has the sound changed at all since?
Oh yeah.
Because it's been a long time, you know.
Challenging for me. I don't know about these guys. I had to pronounce each and every word clearly and rhyming it syllabically, you know. See, it's so hard, syllabically. Okay, fine. And that's what I was supposed to do. That was the idea behind the vocal execution this time, you know. Crisp, clear, of course, raw production. Yeah, quite challenging, more fast songs, and it's sounding good already. It's sounding good.
But musically, I mean, are we looking at...
it's more groovy and it's more a little brutal compared to Destined to Suffer.
Destined to Suffer, yeah.
So moving to something a little lighter.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
So since we are a food show, I got to ask you what is your favorite food and what are the cuisines that you most enjoy?
Northeast people, I think they eat anything that crawls or moves. Yeah, a very weird region where people do eat a lot of how do I say this, man? A meat, you know. Should I say this on the show? Am I allowed?
Say whatever you want.
Yeah, people do take dog meat. People eat cats, field mouses. Apart from the basic meat of the mutton, chicken, beef is again a very staple diet. Pork, which is very Mizoram has I think the best pork in that region. So I think there's this thing called the king chili, which is I think one of the most hottest chilies in the world. So that's one thing which is being used in almost a lot of the dishes. The bamboo shoot. So
what's your favorite? Like, what are your favorite foods? Not necessarily from there, from any kind of cuisine.
Okay. Since now I'm in third sovereign, I love pork. I love pork. I love miso dish, which is I think very light, good on the stomach, and apart from that, the Assamese cuisine, we eat a lot of bamboo shoots. We use it for different sabjis or whatever. So yeah, I think. But the
like one
favorite.
dish, if you had to pick one dish
I think it would be pork and beef, cooked in any way.
Same here. Pork and beef.
Nice. Do you guys do any cooking of your own?
I just help mom sometimes once in a while in the kitchen. Yeah.
Man, I'm very bad in that.
How did you manage it?
There were other guys who used to cook. Yeah.
Nice. So apart from music, do you guys have any hobbies or any fun things that you like to do?
When I go to Aizawl, me and Jonah with a set of friends, we go out on these outings because Aizawl is blessed with nice landscapes and all, and we just go and do some crazy shit, Again, I won't.
Yeah, I won't tell us what. But we get the picture.
But it's fun. Sunday outings, 4-5 friends.
Even last time he was supposed to do a shooting for his vocals, no?
Yeah, and we couldn't.
For the video, and
we
they end up doing nothing.
We ended up being drunk the whole day. But it's fun. It's really fun. Yeah.
Great. So it's been a pleasure talking. I hope you guys are ready to taste the food that I made.
Oh yes.
So I've made a Necro Chili con carne.
Okay.
Now it's Necro because all your songs are very difficult to make dishes on. I mean, imagine a suicide.
That came from necrophobia, right?
Yes.
Oh yes. All right.
Because a suicidal hamburger just sounded like it just didn't sound right, so. I mean, if I call it, imagine if I call it pathetic hamburger. Nobody want to eat that. The third sovereign is a pathetic hamburger with some suicidal French fries.
Okay.
So anyway.
All right. Oh man, pathetic hamburger.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Future titles.
All right. Yeah.
But chili con carne is basically a beef and tomato stew.
Okay.
With some beans in it, and I'm going to serve it to you with some nachos and some jalapeno peppers and some sour cream, and it's like a snacky food.
All right.
So hope you guys are ready to dig into that.
Oh yeah, sure.
Let's go get that Necro Chili con carne. All right, guys. So here it is, the Necro Chili con carne. Just dig in.
Whoa. All right. Smells good.
I've got a spoon if you want.
No problem. Just take a scoop of
cream, yes.
Yep.
This is nice. You have more of this?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna finish this in 2-3 minutes. Awesome.
Oh, man.
Is Vedant falling down on the floor?
It was my dream to taste Sahil's food, and this is orgasmic. Oh
Awesome.
man, it's awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
It's really good. You guys should taste Sahil's food. It's orgasmic. And this thing is, I'm gonna eat, man.
Reuben's not going to say anything.
I'm not gonna say anything.
So there you have it. Reuben and Vedant have given the thumbs up to the Necro Chili con Carne, and we'll see you on the next episode of Headbanger's Kitchen. Stay there. So actually, have you eaten dog here, bro?
Yes, I've tasted dog.
Does it taste like?
Shillong. That time unknowingly, but now I won't because I love dogs. You know? Yeah.
Good. But I don't need.
No.
Yeah, back then I used to.
Oh, you?
I agree.
What does it taste like? Chicken.
Now,
It's supposed to be very tasty actually.
tasty
dog.
like a little bit kind of mutton, but not as really. It's in between mutton and chicken. Something like that.
Yeah. All those rats and all you tell.
Yeah, field mouses.
People eat field mice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you eaten any of these?
No.
Dog is the only
Thing I have tasted, yeah.
I have tasted python.
python. You guys are adventurous foodie. Why did you tell me?
that is like it's a long time back when we were like around 8 or 9 years old.
Itanagar, where you'll be going?
Yeah.
They sell pythons?
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah. The head, yeah.
It's the head of the python.
The delicacy, yeah. The Arunachalis, yeah.
You ate the body.
Yeah.
So python is like, what's the taste like?
Like a rabbit, like almost like a chicken.
Like a chicken. Interesting. Yeah.